NXT Halloween Havoc. I have to say, I am very happy with at least two of the results, but I still got a little bit of nitpicking I want to make about it. So, let's get this out of the way quickly. Let's get this out of the way as quickly as I can here. I don't want to waste too much time on this. I'm just going to get this out of the way as quickly as I can here. So, Halloween Havoc, we had Javon Evans and Leon Slater defeating Mr. Iguana and L.A. Parker. Yeah. So, here's the thing. It seems like a lot of fans will just rely on amazing wrestling matches to just determine how good a show is these days. So, obviously, I don't pay too much of attention to NXT. But I don't remember any kind of reason why these two teams are fighting each other. I mean, look, I see the highlights. Even if I watch the video or not, but I don't really see what kind of reason this match would happen. But it's a bit of a random. This felt very, very random to me. But yeah, I can't really say I truly cared. But I remember they were saying they were really high on that Mr. Iguana, but I guess they're not high on him much anymore. Ethan Page would retain his North American Championship against ID Dr. Wagner Jr. And this is another AAA guy. I don't get why we're randomly feeding Ethan Page, Lucha dudes, but this is another random. This feels another like a random match. Like, what's the end game to Ethan's title reign? Look, I'm a fan of Ethan, but I don't really get the whole end game to his title reign. Like, who's gonna beat him? To me, this title reign just feels like it's dragged on for too long. This is my biggest nitpick when it comes to championship reigns. Like, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, they just like to drag on long championship reigns. Like, they just want to believe, oh, if you're a champion, you're going to be a champion for a long time. You're going to hold it for a long time because we want to show that we're high on you. We want to show that we're really high on you. Because if you're a champion for a long time, it'll show our audience we're a big fan of you and we really like you. But when I look at Ethan Page, it's more like, no, dude, you're only pushing him because he came from AEW and you want to, poke the bear. You're like, look, that other guy in that other company couldn't push him. But as soon as we get our hands on him, look, he's got 2 titles, fool. That's kind of how I view it. And that's kind of how I view it, and even if you people don't really disagree, but that's really how I view it, and you can clearly tell they're doing it as a way to as that kind of way. Because the fact that Ethan Page and Ricky Starks have won both the NXT titles in their first year, within their first year or so in NXT, it's very, very telling. It's very, very telling, and that's my biggest issue. That's my biggest issue right now. Like, what happens when Ricky Starks and Ethan Page make the main roster? Like, we've seen how Triple H handles things on the main roster. They might be treated well in NXT, but as soon as they go to the main roster, man, like, things could change really differently. Because look at Roxanne Perez, like, she was a god in NXT, and now she's a glorified jobber in the Judgment Day. But again, everyone keeps telling me how Roxanne is fine and nothing horrible is happening to her. She's not getting buried or whatever. But the only reason why people don't say that is because it's Triple H booking it. Like, if this was Vince McMahon, they would already be saying that Roxanne is buried. They're just okay with it because it's Triple H. It's not that old fossil that we all wanted out of the promotion, and that's the thing I hate so much, that people just want to let Triple H off the hook. They're just like, oh, well, it's better than it's better than whatever Vince ever did and all that stuff. Like, oh, well, Roxanne might be treated as a jobber, but it's better than what Vince McMahon would have done to her. What do you mean? What do you mean it's better than what Vince McMahon would have done to her? I mean, the exact same thing? You mean the exact same thing? I mean, for all we know, he could have changed her name, because we all know he was the master of changing people's names. He could have just changed her name to something stupid, like what he did with LA Knight, made him Max Dupree and made him a manager, and all that stuff. But again, but again, she'd probably still be a jobber. But again, like, people just want to accept it because it's just not Vince McMahon doing it, you know? But man, when Ethan Page and Ricky Starks make the main roster, they're going to be treated differently. They're going to be treated differently, I guarantee it. I guarantee they will not be treated the same way they are in NXT. So it's more the case is that you guys have got to enjoy it, because if Triple H doesn't do the exact same thing, which is what fans want Triple H to do with Obafemi when he eventually comes up to the main roster, because that's what fans wanted Triple H to do with Obafemi. They wanted him to take the Sami Zayn Open Challenge and win the US title immediately. But that ended up going to Dragunov. And then he continues the Open Challenge tradition. So, look, man, I know this has got nothing to do with SmackDown, but my God, has the Open Challenge tradition just been overused to death? I am honestly sick of it. Like, they're trying their hardest to recreate the magic that John Cena did with it. And they're failing miserably. They're failing miserably. I don't like it. It's overused. And they think open challenges is the only way to make a champion feel like a true champion. There's nothing wrong with good wrestling matches. That's never been my problem. That's never been my problem, a good wrestling match. Obviously, I want my favorites to win these good wrestling matches. But at the end of the day, good wrestling is not the biggest issue right now. There's a lot more issues than just thinking, oh, the wrestling is good. It's never been about the wrestling to me. It's never been about the wrestling to me. I want storylines. I want reasons to care about the matches that we've got on TV. I just don't want random matches booked for no reason. I want stories, direction, and meaning to why these matches happen. I don't want it just be, oh, you and you have a match. You guys to go out there and wrestle for 15 minutes to get the crowd chanting, this is awesome, and fight forever. I need to know why they're fighting. I just don't want to see two people fighting each other for literally zero reason, and that's what Triple H does. He just has no reason for why these people fight. And he just thinks doing open challenges now is the best answer. It's not. It's overdoing it. You're just trying to recreate what John Cena did that was special with Sami Zayn and now Ilya Dragunov. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of the open challenges. Like, it's overdone. It's overdone, and it doesn't make you a better champion, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand here. Let's move on to Mariah May versus Zarya for the NXT Women's North American. Okay, first of all, I already hate this for one reason. Zarya is now defending Sol Ruka's championship. Why? Why is this necessary? WWE are allergic. They are allergic to vacating championships. Now, before you guys say, oh, well, Seth Rollins vacated it, so technically WWE aren't allergic to it. Yes, they are. They are allergic to doing it because isn't it ironic that the only times we've ever seen a title getting vacated under this new era is either someone like getting pregnant, aka Naomi. You have someone win a winner-takes-all match, and then the person decides to vacate one of the belts to not hog the spotlight and give other people opportunities. Stephanie Vaquer. and someone getting seriously injured to the point that they won't be able to compete in months. Seth Rollins. Those are the only instances I've ever seen WWE vacate a title. Every other time when it comes to the women's tag team if someone gets injured, they'll just sub them out for a new partner, like Chelsea Green for Piper Niven Sonya Deville for Piper Niven when Sonya got hurt, Jay Cargill for Naomi when Jay Cargill got hurt, and Liv Morgan for Roxanne when Liv Morgan got hurt. So again, they are allergic to vacating these titles. Why does Zarya have to defend Sol Ruka's title when it's her title? It's her title. She should be defending it. I know Sol Ruka is injured, but so was JC Jane. And she still sucked it up and went out there and wrestled Tatum Paxley. JC Jane suffered an injury at a live event, and she walked out there, sucked it up, and still defended her damn title. But Sol Ruka apparently can't wrestle because her knee is so bad. And so they had to have Zarya do it. So technically, Sol Ruka didn't even lose her own title. In WWE's continuity, Sol Ruka, the North American champion of the women's division, did not lose her championship. It was because her partner and her friend who lost it for her. So in WWE's eyes, Sol Ruka never lost the title. So she's now lost her title in quotations because of Zarya. If Sol Ruka is injured, she should vacate the Speed title. But again, WWE is allergic to vacating. I'm pretty sure Sol Ruka will still be perfectly fine to carry around that title while she's injured. Oh, Zarya, can you defend my Speed title too? Please defend my Speed title too. Be a good pal. She shouldn't be defending anything for her. If these are her titles, it's either you have her still go out and wrestle despite the injuries, or you also vacate them. You shouldn't be having somebody else defend their own title. It's so stupid, and I didn't like that very much. Mariah May is the new Women's North American Champion. Great. Happy for her. But the thing I hate is that she debuted, beat JC Jane. True fact, her debut match was beating JC Jane. She teamed up with Jordan Grace to verse JC Jane and Fallon Henley, and it was Mariah May who pinned JC Jane, and Mariah May doesn't even get a single shot at the NXT Women's Championship. And I know you're going to say, well, that's because she turned heel. Look at Triple H's main roster. We're getting Dominic Mysterio and Rusev fighting each other over the Intercontinental Championship. I think we can still have Mariah May versus JC Jane. If Triple H is okay with doing heel versus heel matches for the Intercontinental Championship, then I am pretty sure we can still have Mariah May and JC Jane fight each other for the NXT Women's title, despite them both being heels. But no, and this is the same shit they've done before. I still remember Zarya beating Roxanne on that ECW show. It was like an 8-woman tag, I think, and Zarya pinned her. Still hasn't gotten her title opportunity. This is why I hate when wrestlers beat the champion, but they never get anything from it. Why have the champion lose? Why have the champion lose if the person that beats the champion doesn't even get a title match? It's happened a lot in WWE. It's something I've noticed a lot more often in WWE. It's something I've noticed a lot, even back in the old days. Even back in the old days, when I watched when I was a lot younger, you'd see that a lot. Champions would lose matches, and then the person that beats them just don't get a title opportunity out of it. Even though they say that's how you get a title opportunity. You beat the champion. So there's a lot of occasions where we've seen someone beat the champion and they don't get a title match out of it. So what's the point of having the champion lose if the person that beats the champion doesn't get a title opportunity? And again, I don't care if it was because Mariah turned heel. You still could have done the match. Because as I said, Triple H ain't afraid to throw heel Dominic up against heel Rusev. So, and besides, he turns everybody heel anyway, so sooner rather than later, the entire company will be nothing but heels. Sol Ruka's title reign ended at 189 days. It was the longest reign in that title's history. And Sol Ruka wasn't even the one that lost it. And I'm pretty sure they're going to use that as an excuse, knowing WWE, they're going to use that as an excuse when Sol Ruka comes back from her injury. Oh, she technically didn't lose her title. It was Zarya who lost it. So technically, she never lost the championship. She never lost the championship because no one pinned Sol Ruka. Mariah May beat Zarya. It's so stupid when you think about that. It's so stupid when you think about that. But people don't care. Mariah May is a champion. So I guess Tony fumbled. Tony fumbled. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He did not fumble. I guarantee you, I can probably already sense that people in that arena probably wanted to chant that. Tatum Paxley and JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. And I gotta be honest, I will give Shawn Michaels his credit here. He made the right decision to give Tatum Paxley the NXT Women's Championship. Look, JC Jane is injured, I think, because I saw something that she got injured at a live event. But again, even if that is false or if it's true, all I'm saying is at least JC Jane still sucked it up and still went out there to wrestle despite being injured. She didn't ask Fallon Henley or Laney Reed to go defend it for her. She sucked it up and still did it anyway. That's how you be a real champion. Despite your injuries, you still go in there and wrestle. And defend your title. I guess unless you're Seth Rollins maybe, but still. I still feel like JC Jane is proving that is a good proof that if you're injured, you still suck it up and you still do the match that you're planned for and don't take someone else, take the person out just for the sake of them being injured. But again, this is WWE. They don't make any sense. So, JC Jane, whether if she's injured or not, they had her lose the title tonight to Tatum Paxley. And Tatum Paxley is somebody I've been rallying for a long time. She's been someone I've been rallying for to really get a decent push, to get a fair, strong push. And finally, they give it to someone who actually earned and deserved it, instead of just giving it to someone who they just recently signed to a ironclad contract or whatever. An exclusive contract with big money, and they just slap the title on them just because. Julia, Stephanie, Ethan, Ricky Starks. Those are the names I can use. And look, while I get those people do deserve the honors to hold the titles, I just think it's really stupid that you bring these people in and you just put them straight in the title picture. You give them the titles immediately, but yet people like Tatum Paxley and JC Jane, who've been there for ages, working hard to get up to the ladder, they get shoved aside because, oh, well, sorry, we got this new, shiny new toy we want to show off. So, yeah. I think JC Jane is more than ready for the main roster. She and Fallon. I'm not sure about Laney Reed, however you say her name. I don't care. I feel like JC Jane's been in NXT for a long time. I think she's more than ready for a main roster spot. But again, they got rid of Wes Lee because they didn't think he was ready for the main roster. Like Wes Lee was there for 5 years. One of the longest reigning North American champions. And they didn't even think he was ready for the main roster. Imagine what they would say to JC Jane. Oh yeah, well, you might have been a two-time NXT Tag Champion, and you might have had a great run with the Women's Championship, but now you're not ready for the main roster. Sorry. And then they'll release her because, if you're not gonna we've got no plans for you on the main roster, so we'll get rid of you. But I'm hoping they do have plans for her. I think she's more than ready for the main roster. But then again, why would I even want her on the main roster after Triple H's track record so far? With how he's been promoting all these NXT call-ups. Like Kiana James is now a manager for Julia. And she's the biggest loser out of them all. Like, Julia's allied with someone who can't even win a damn match. Literally, she's allied with someone who can't even win a damn match. Got beat by Michin in 5 seconds and always loses matches. Is always the one losing matches. She's always the one losing matches. So why should Julia be allying with someone who can't even win a match? It's so illogical. But regardless, I'm happy for Tatum. She deserves it. And that's really all I can really say. I'm glad she finally got her dues. Now, I will be honest. I did say I thought JC's title reign was going to be transitional, and I will openly admit I was wrong. They had her champion for 151 days. A great, respectable title reign for JC Jane. I was very concerned she was a transitional champion. But, hey, they proved me wrong on that part. But they did make JC Jane feel like a weak champion a lot of the time. They did have her eat a lot of pins. They did have her eat a lot of pins. So, JC was presented as a bit of a weak champion who was always eating pins left and right. So, they didn't present her really well as a believable champion. She was a champion that would always get pinned and then win and then get her ass knocked out on the go home show, and then she wins at the pay-per-view. So they tend to do that a lot. So not besides that, I'm glad they gave her a fair title reign. Dark States win back the NXT Tag Team titles from the Hardy Boys. Why was this even possible? Why did they even bother do this? Why did they even bother do that whole winner-takes-all match for the Hardys and Dark State just to give the titles back to Dark State? I don't get it. If you wanted Dark State to be the NXT Tag Team Champions, you should have just had them win the winner-takes-all match. But again, they just had the Hardy Boys win for the sake of a stat. And this is the type of shit I don't like. I don't like them winning, having them win championships for the sake of a stat. Oh look, the Hardy Boys win the NXT Tag Team title. One of the rare occasions where they win every set of Tag Team championships. Why is this even necessary? This is the same reason why I didn't like Becky Lynch winning the NXT Women's Championship. They gave it to her just for the sake of a stats, and they could call her a Grand Slam champion or whatever, because she didn't have every title belt. I mean, technically she's not a Grand Slam champion anymore because the IC and US titles exist. Can't be a Grand Slam champion anymore when the US and IC titles exist. Remember, before those titles existed, everyone was considered a Triple Crown winner. And if you won the NXT title, you would be considered a Grand Slam champion. But now, it's the North American women's, the women's in NXT, then the women's IC in US, and the tags, and now the mains. So there's a lot more to become a Grand Slam champion now. So technically, all the people that were so-called Grand Slam champions are now not Grand Slam champions anymore. So, again, this was so pointless. I really didn't get that. I really didn't get why Dark State just win back the titles that they just lost. But whatever, man. Whatever. And Ricky Starks would defeat Trick Williams in the main event for the NXT Championship. I'm very glad about that because honestly, I'm very sick of Tricky Boy Williams. I'm honestly really sick of the guy of always getting title opportunities because, man, he just came off a TNA world title reign and then he's immediately granted a shot at the NXT title. Like, come on, man. So lame. So lame. Give someone else a turn. I'm sick of seeing this guy. Just like I was sick of Obafemi. I'm sick of Trick Williams. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this little review, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you all next time.